Hello, my crafty friends. Welcome to Happy Place Crafting, crafting therapy for the soul. I hope you all are well. I am doing great. This is actually part 3 of the series Misbehaving, which is a journal that I've been working on as a tribute to women and women empowerment. And I had recorded this a while ago. This book is actually done now, but the recording got messed up. So I decided to come back in and give it a voiceover so that maybe it would get watched a little bit more, and people would be able to not just watch it, but there would actually be something to listen to while you watched it for since there wasn't. And it is almost an hour long, so this time I think we are working on Malala, I believe. I usually try to work on 2 pictures each time, and so I think this one is that we're working on is Malala. I think that's the correct way you say her name. It may be Malala. I'm not sure. I did not actually learn about her in school. She kind of came after my time. The rest of the women I all learned about in school, but Sophie actually had to explain her to me, and my son as well, about her struggle and her need for and desire for education, and how so many people got in her way and tried to stop her from being educated as a woman, which is horrible. And how she was fearless, and she powered through for what she believed in, and that takes tremendous strength. So of course she had to be in this book, and because she strived for education, we had to put the tree of knowledge in there, and education. We gave her an A+, added some books, and I think I decided to add the butterfly to this one just because it needed something else. And I think it's fitting for this pastel-y page for sure. So yeah. And we have to decorate the border of this one as well. So we've got to find something to pick to do that. But I just think, we need to remind ourselves and our daughters and our nieces and our granddaughters and our sisters, our friends, that we are powerful. We're more powerful together, and that we can accomplish great things, and that we should be valued. And that's important to remember, and it's Women's Month, so couldn't be a more fitting thing than to have that tribute during Women's Month, which I didn't know about until my daughter Sadie told me about it. There's always things that pop up, I'll be on Facebook or Instagram or whatever, and it'll be like, oh, it's National Son's Day or National Daughter's Day, and I'm like, where? It seems like every other week it's National Daughter's Day or National Son's Day. Like, who came up with this stuff, and where's the calendar? I need a calendar to let me know when all these days are, because I have no clue. None whatsoever. It's like my daughter Sadie and I were talking about St. Patrick's Day, because I'm working on a St. Patrick's Day journal right now, and she's like, St. Patrick's Day, I don't really care about it. I don't get the day off, so. And I'm like, well, it's a fun day. I like St. Patrick's Day. You don't have to buy anybody anything. No gifts are given. You just kind of celebrate. And everybody's Irish on St. Patrick's Day, right? So, um, so yeah, I thought that was kind of funny. She's like, I don't get the day off, so I don't care about it. She only cares about holidays she gets the day off for. She's a teacher, so she gets plenty of time off, believe me. She's getting ready to have spring break off, so um, so that'll be fun for her. Give her a little break. She's a hard worker. She getting ready to work 2 jobs. She goes to college, so she's a busy lady for sure. But I think I'm still trying to figure out how to put things on here. Oh, we decide that we want these books. Sorry, you have to watch me fussy cut. I tried to do it as fast as I could. I like fussy cutting. I don't mind a fussy cut, but I know some people don't like it at all. So there's that. Um, but yeah, I'm trying to think what I got to do today. I really want to work on my gel plates. I might do that this afternoon. I might work on the gel plates because I need some pastels and some greens for St. Patrick's Day, and I just want some new ones. I've been using up all the old ones, so it's time to make some new ones. I think the last time I did them was fall, believe it or not. And I've been watching Darcy, and she's so inspirational. Darcy's Mixed Media. I just love her. And I wish I was more like her. She just has this free way about her. It's kind of fearless. I really like it. There, I'm hearing a siren, which is not something we normally hear. Although this is the second time when I've been recording that I've heard it lately. I hope whoever is okay. But anyways, what was I talking about? Oh, I was talking about Darcy. Yeah, she has this fearless, like, let's throw paint to the wall and see what sticks type of thing. And I love that about her. And it always works. So, and she makes it look so easy, but I know it's not that easy. She just has a really good, like, eye, and she's been doing it for a long time. And so she's just really good at it. But I strive to be more like her in the mixed media world. And I'm not going to get that way unless I play with it, right? You got to play. You're not going to get any better unless you do. So, what was I pointing out there? I don't know what I was pointing out. Did I put an edge around that? Nope, I didn't. I'm getting ready to. All right, I think I figured out where everything was going to go. So now I'm picking those up, and now I'm going to put an edge around it. So I've got to move everything so that I can do that. See, the book's not even put together yet. And I fixed the cover. Like, I added to the cover to make it more colorful. So this is a 6-part series. So this is part 3 of the 6. So we're about halfway there. I don't know what I was talking about here, moving my hands around. I do talk with my hands, for sure. I think my daughter Katie used to tease me and say if she made me sit on my hands, she didn't think I'd be able to talk. Which is probably true. I do talk with my hands quite a bit. Oh, there you can see the top of my head. And my curly, graying hair. My hair is always a mess. But, who cares? Who cares? My curly curls. This thing, I think this fell out of here. I worked on these slides last night for the live stream, and I was a little bit like thrown off, and it threw me off my game a little bit, and I kind of didn't do everything I needed to do. So I didn't put the tape on the sides of them like I needed to. So now all the slides, the thing is like falling out, which is not good. Up. I don't want that there. Come on, move. I'm trying to fix it before it gets stuck. There we go. Oh, no. It really needs tape, not glue. The glue just does not work very well. It gets everywhere. But at this point, it's too late to tape it because I've already put tape at the bottom. So there's that. That one seems like it might be okay. Put a little bit of glue right there. So we're stamping around the edge of, I wonder what I'm doing. Seems like I'm paused. Pause for the cause. What am I thinking about? You know, this has been a minute, so I don't really remember. I don't really remember what was going on. Not good. I think I'm trying to think. Maybe I'm trying to figure out if I want to use what color I want to use. Because it looks like I'm stamping in purple and deciding that no, I think the purple is too light. I'm going to go with green maybe. Which would make sense. And I like the green better. I do use the green, just so you know. In case you're curious, I do go with the green. That is for sure. And it's just a vine stamp, like kind of branch type thing with little buds on it. And it goes good because of the tree of life and the pastels and stuff. It ends up looking pretty good on there. Use the green. See? Yeah, it looks good. The purple was too close to the color of the background, so it just really wouldn't have worked. It needed to be a darker purple, and I didn't have a darker purple to use for that. So, although, you know, I thought I ordered a dark purple. I'm going to have to look on my Amazon cart because I feel like I ordered a dark purple. But maybe I didn't. Maybe I changed my mind and ordered the red instead. Because I wanted a red. Everybody's been using red. And I had gotten this new floral stamp. And I wanted to use it. It's like a floral embroidery stamp. And I wanted to do it in red to make it look like red line work. Thanks to Diane from Pretty Pink Cottage. Because she got the stamp and did it that way. And I'm like, oh, I need that in my life. I have so many enablers in my life. Diane is a huge one. Diane's a huge enabler. Biddy Penny is also a huge enabler. They're always showing me things that I'm like, oh, I need that. And Kim Newberg, oh my gosh. She has so many cool things. But the thing about her stuff is she gets most of them really from thrift stores and things like that. And so it's not something you can you're going to be able to find. You might be able to find something similar to it, but you're not going to be able to find that exact item. So then you're like, oh, I'd like to, but and I know because she's in Canada and she won't ship to the United States. So, and I don't blame her. If I was her, I wouldn't either. But I'm like, oh, I could never have any of her stuff. So, I just have to look at her stuff and kind of dream and wish and get ideas. But yeah, so she's an enabler too, just in a different way. But Biddy Penny is probably my biggest enabler, to be honest. She's always got stuff I'm like, oh, I need that. I need that in my life. But yeah, Diane had that stamp, and it was Tim Holtz, so I'm like, oh, I better get it because I want to get it before it's gone. You don't know what, of that stuff that's going to stick around and what's not. And I know he just released his paper pads, and it's like, but they're already gone. Everybody already bought them all up. I did see an interesting thing about, I saw an interesting ad the other day about they were like, we know you're sad that Joann's is closing, but we're a small shop. We have all your paper and mixed media needs. Come see us, type thing. So I thought, oh, well, they're, good for you. You're, advertising and taking advantage of that. I do agree with Biddy Penny, though. I really loved Joann's paper. I liked their cardstock. It was a really good thickness. It had great texture to it. And I bought a ton of it in every color in the 12 by 12. And I'm sad because when it's gone now, it's gone. I'll have to find another brand that I like as well. And that's difficult to do sometimes. So, especially the thickness and the texture. That was the thing. It was so sturdy. It was great for Cricut for using because of its strength. It was so good for those kind of, projects of putting things together. So I will miss that with them. But, and I am sad about it because, it's been around, I think, my whole life, my whole existence that I can remember. And, it is it's sad that it's leaving, and I feel sorry for the people that are all, losing their jobs and having to go move on and go elsewhere. And, I worked for them for a while, and they're a decent company to work for, actually. I always felt like they treated me fairly. And the only reason I left is because I got pregnant with Sadie and decided, I wasn't going to work anymore. But I was going to stay home and raise my kids. But, yeah, it's sad to see it go. It will be missed. And, somebody said somebody bought it, but I haven't really heard any more about that. And, even if somebody bought it, it won't probably be the same. They had great sales. I will say that about them as well. Great sales. Nice fabric. I was thinking about that. I'm like, because Hobby Lobby has fabric here, but their fabric department's not as big as Joann's. I'm sorry that you can hear my neighbor's radio because he's got the couth of a sponge. And what was I talking about? I just squirreled big time. I don't even know what I was talking about. Who knows what I was talking about? Who knows? But I was talking about Joann's. Oh, the fabric department. That's what I was talking about. Joann's Fabric, and that Hobby Lobby has some, but you know, Walmart has pre-cut stuff. I do buy fat corners from Walmart every once in a while because their prices are really good as far as that goes. But I actually, the last fabric that I bought online. I have a company that I love. It's called Carolina Cotton Company. It's based out of North Carolina, and um, they have fabulous fabric. They have a lot of really different stuff. And so the last few times that I've ordered through them. They have a shop on Etsy, and I just go on there and order, and they send it right to me. And the fabric's gorgeous. It's great quality, and a nice little store, uh, and the prices are decent because, you know me, I'm not going to pay an arm and a leg for anything. So, all right, it looks like we finished with Malala. I'm picking it up and showing you how gorgeous she looks. And we're going to turn her over because now we've got to work on the other one behind her, which is Jane. Jane Goodall, the conservationist. We love good old Jane. We do, we do. She was also another, these people were also brave. Very brave. So we've got to figure out what we're going to use. So I'm just going through the page and deciding what I'm going to pick off of here to use for Jane. And of course we got to use the monkeys because that was her thing. And so we've got to use those. Those were kind of cool to do. I love the background for this one as well. That was a fun one to do. With the blues and the orange. Not something that I would normally, I'm not really an orange person per se. So meaning that it's not one of my very favorite colors, I suppose. But so yeah, it's odd for me to use that color, but it worked. In this case, it worked good. Maybe it's a color I need to branch out into and use a little bit more. I always think of orange as like a fall color, but it doesn't have to be. It could be a summer color. If you put it with like a bright, I guess it depends what shade of orange it is, right? Bright orange or reddish orange, yellow orange. I guess that just depends. I need to try to get better at watercolors. I was trying to make a shamrock last night with watercolors, and when I did it off camera, it worked just fine. Of course, when I try to do it on camera, it doesn't work at all, because that's the story of my life. And then you might say, why are you on camera? I don't know. Half the time I'm asking myself that question. What are you really doing? Are you doing anybody any good? I hope so. I hope at least I'm a little bit entertaining, maybe. You may not learn anything from me, but maybe you'll just hang out with me and we'll become friends. You decide I'm an okay person. For sure. I don't know how warm it's going to be today. It was 70 yesterday. Crazy for here in March. The thing is, though, it'll be warm for a little bit, and then it'll get cold again, and everybody will be like, ugh. Because they're like, oh, we thought spring was here, and they fooled us again. And it happens every time. I need a forsythia bush. I had one when we moved in here, and we had to take it down because I brought a new shed in, and um, in order for them to deliver it, it had to be taken down and removed. But I need to plant a new one. I have lilac bushes in front of my window here, in front of my craft room. There's 2 huge lilac bushes. They're gorge. I love the smell of lilacs. It is like my favorite smell in the whole world. And so it was fitting that I planted lilac bushes there. So you could smell the lilacs in the spring. Let you know that spring is here. Which I love. I'm trying to think how much we've got left. We're about at 30 minutes. We've got about 15 more minutes left, I think, until this one is done and dusted. Done and dusted. Today is when I'm re-recording this. Let's see, it's Thursday. And, I want to watch Diane's, The Messy Palette, Australia. I want to watch her live from last night. She's doing a lap book, and it's really cool. But by the time Wednesday night is kind of a busy night because I'm on, then Elizabeth Costa Rogers is on after me, and then Diane is usually on after that. But she's on a little bit late here, and because she's in Australia, so there's a huge time difference, and so I don't always get to catch her if I'm really tired by that time. I'm winding down for the night. So I am going to be on her channel though towards the end of April. She's doing a series, Use It or Lose It. And so I'm going to be on with her and do that, which is exciting for me. I've never done a live with anybody like that before. Biddy and Penny and I always talk about it. Dawn and I have talked about it. Carmen and I have talked about it. I've talked about it with my daughter Sadie, which I was thinking about that last night. I'm gonna try to talk her into coming on with me next Wednesday, actually, and hanging out and just crafting and see what we can do. See what we can come up with. Because she's been doing junk journals too. She has a totally different style than I do, and I love it. I love her style. She has her own sticker business too, so I think she kind of incorporates that into him a little bit as well. But yeah, so I think I'm going to try to talk her into coming on because I think I can figure out how to do it. We just need to test it out. Maybe I'll have her test it out over the weekend. And I think next week would be a good time because I think she's on spring break. So I think that would be a good time to try it and see if we can do it. It'd be nice to craft with her for an hour. Her and I craft together a lot anyways, like over the phone. So it wouldn't be really any different than that. We just, talk to each other and do our own thing, kind of. I look up every once in a while. She'll show me something she's doing, or I'll show her something I'm doing. And so I think we could get it to work. She's pretty tech savvy too, so I think I'll send her the link and see if we can get it to work. And I know that Diane uses StreamYard, which I got to figure out how to get that to work with because I use OBS. So I need to figure out how to get that to work with StreamYard. Get my stuff to work with that. And that will work out, hopefully. And then maybe once I get better at these, then, you know, I'll be able to do more of them, like with Dawn and Biddy Penny and Carmen. But I think Carmen's kind of, she doesn't do lives. So I think she's a little bit apprehensive about that part of it, maybe. Which I get. It's a whole nother ball game, the live streams are. I have kind of a love-hate relationship with them. In one way, I like them. I love when they go well. I love them. When they don't, then I don't. I don't love them then. But yeah, like last night's, not so much. But but the week before was a great one. So it can be kind of hit and miss sometimes. I'm just, that's why I kind of have a love-hate relationship with them. It's a lot more like, there's a lot more to it than doing it this way. And that's why I used to heavily edit my videos and, just take stuff out that I thought was, taking too long or, people would get bored or whatever. But I really hated editing. Like, editing is not really my strong suit. It's not really my thing. I don't enjoy doing it. And so I was like, I found a way to do the videos without having to edit them, which I love. And now it makes the process so much more enjoyable and so much easier. And, I'm glad that I figured out how to do it, this way. Because while I've been going, I had 2 videos that I had to redo the sound on. This is the second one. I already did the first one. But I forgot how much I really, dreaded the editing process and having to do voiceovers and getting it all matched up and all of that. It's a lot of technical stuff that I don't really want to have to mess with that stuff as much. I want to just create and let you hang out with me and create. And if you want to fast forward me, you can fast forward me. And if you want to slow me down, you can slow me down or turn it off. I don't know. That's all up to you. But yeah, I think you're seeing the top of my head again for a second there. This is before I moved my craft room around too. Yeah, it is. This is when I did this one before I moved the craft room around, which I am still loving, by the way. Although Sophie says I say that every time. Maybe I do. But I was showing it to my daughter. I didn't move as much stuff as I thought I did, but the things that I moved made a huge difference, I guess, to me. So I'm liking it, for sure. We've only got a little over 10 minutes left on this project, and it's going well. We used the monkeys, had to use the world, use the binoculars because she was observing, and had to have that little notebook, and I think I added a flower to the notebook. And the word discover, actually. I added that to it as well, kind of make it a little bit different. And, to go around the edge, I decided to use like a it's like a fern looking stamp, kind of to give it more of a, like a little bit of a jungle feel, kind of. I think I'm trying to decide how I want to put those on there. I know that it's a bigger stamp and the whole thing's not going to fit on. It's just going to have to kind of do the edge of it. But it works well because that's kind of got like a fern type of image in the background of that particular gel plate pool. So it works out pretty good. And I was able to find that kind of bright orange to use with it. So we're just getting the border put on there with that little bitty pad of ink. Well, when I initially started doing this, like I wanted colors, but and I had, you know, this before I knew much about anything, and so I just, you know, ordered those, and they actually work really well, and there's a lot of colors. I mean, it's served its purpose, but now I need to add to my, I've been adding to my collection one a month until I get my collection built up and get all the colors. I've been getting VersaFine Clair. I know some people don't like it because they say it has to dry because it's a pigment, but I think it stamps beautifully. I don't mind that it needs to dry. I can wait the few seconds that it needs, and I really do like it. It is my favorite. And it, I kind of feel like you gotta kind of pick your favorite and go that way. I mean, I like Tim Holtz as well, and I use his Distress inks. I don't have any of the oxides yet. They are in my cart to get, but I just haven't gotten them yet. I do want to try the oxides and see if I, you know, most people like the oxides better than the Distress, actually. So I would like to try those. But yeah, those two brands I kind of try to stick to. I did actually buy a Ranger archival ink because it was the turquoise color that I love. It was the one that I wanted, so I did. It was the only one that I could find the color that I wanted in that. So I was like, I'm just gonna get it. It'll be my odd one, but I use that to stamp my signature for my journals and stuff, because that's my signature color is the turquoise. I know it's other people's as well, but that's mine for sure. I like my turquoise and my pink. Those are my colors. Today's the 13th. St. Patty's Day's in 4 days. So that makes St. Patrick's Day. Tomorrow's Friday, Saturday, 14, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17th. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday's St. Patrick's Day? What a weird day to have St. Patrick's Day. It's so great to have St. Patrick's Day on like a Friday or a Saturday. Especially when I was younger and we'd go to the bar, hang out. We used to go watch the band play. There was a band that we would watch go play on. They would always play for St. Patrick's Day at an Irish pub. We would go watch them. Back in the day. Now my life is much different than that. But that is okay. It's the way it is supposed to be at this moment. And I'm okay with that. I think I got the border done. And I'm just going to put that back so that I do not lose it. Because I'm pretty good at losing things if I don't put them back where they belong. So I always try to put them back so I don't lose them. Because stamps are not cheap. You don't want to lose them. That reminds me, I ordered a bunch of pictures and they were supposed to come yesterday and they didn't. I need to look, see where those have gotten off to. I have a couple projects I'm working on and I need those for the project. All right, so now we're going to just put the stuff down where we had decided we were going to put it. One monkey needs to be hanging from the top for sure. For sure. And let's see, we'll put the other one. I think this is a good setup. Pretty good. Looks good. I think we need to just glue it on down. Use our art glitter. It's getting warm enough. We're going to be able to order our glitter again. It is the best glue. It is. I use that size bottle. I probably go through about 2 of those a year, at least. I think I order one in the spring and one in the fall. And that between, I use other glues as well. So between that and the other glues, I think it usually gets me through. I was going to try this craft glue, and I had it in my cart on Amazon, but then it sold out. It was gone. So I didn't get a chance to try it. I was bummed about that because I wanted to try it. I'm trying to see. We've got like a little less than 4 minutes left. We're almost to the home stretch of this. And I really appreciate you if you're still here sticking it out with me. I appreciate you doing that for sure. Because this has been a long one. And like I said, you might have already seen it and it just didn't, or you went to go watch it and you didn't watch it because it didn't have any sound, which I don't blame you. I wouldn't want to either. But look, we got it done. So those were our 2 pages, Malala and Jane. And the next ones that will be coming up will be Kamala Harris and Rosa Parks. And then we will have Florence Nightingale and Maya Angelou. We've still got Sacagawea and Ruth. So like I said, there's 6 to this series. I appreciate you hanging out with me, and remember that crafting is cheaper than therapy and we get to make really cool stuff. And it looks like I'm trying to get some stuff cleaned up. Good for me for cleaning my stuff up like a good girl. I'm probably going to talk about how that front needs to be fixed. It definitely needs something. The whole rest of the book is so colorful in the front. It was like, eh. But I fixed it, don't worry.